All right, welcome back to my kitchen for Cooking with Your Coach. My name is Courtney Handelin. I'm one of the health coaches at the Waukesha Employee Health and Wellness Center. And today we're talking about some meals that you can make in minutes, literally minutes. This is one of my go-tos for whenever I need to just throw dinner on the table really quick. And I like to call it rainbow bowls because it really changes a lot based on whatever we have in the house. It's a great way to use up leftovers. It's also actually helpful if you have picky eaters because usually the way I will set it out is all the ingredients are like the toppings are each separate in a pretty little rainbow display. And actually setting it up like that in a rainbow display particularly helps my girls to be more interested in getting each of the colors. So there's a lot of ways to personalize this, and the vegetables that I'm showing here, that's just what I have around today. Like I said, it looks very different. Sometimes I use different things in the fridge, different sauces, different oils, whatever, to change it up. So of course there's, a lot of different reasons why it can be helpful. But like I said, my favorite ones are it's quick and it's a good way to use up things we have in the fridge, and, a good way to get in vegetables and healthy, and you end up making quite a beautiful plate. So some of the basics, these measurements, like the half cup, it's very loose, again, per bowl. And it's just per preference as well. So don't feel like you have to stick to that by any means. It's just to kind of give you a guideline. So starting with your grain and or greens, depending on, again, what you have. I really like to use farro. That's what I have today. This is kind of a nice little quick cooking farro that you can get at Trader Joe's. But to be honest, so if I have any leftover stuff in the fridge, I'll use that. Or if we have leftover roasted vegetables, you can throw this stuff on top of your roasted vegetables to jazz them up, or put your roasted vegetables in it to jazz it up. If you had leftover pasta, you could use this, do this similar concept. But again, same if you just use spinach, and it basically is like a really hearty salad. But again, even in a pinch, sometimes I will use these 90-second rice or farro. There's a cilantro lime 90-second rice that I love to kind of have on hand for stuff like this, especially. So getting that base set. After that, you're going to add, again, I like to call it just the color. And the measurements are very up to what you're feeling, but just looking in your fridge and seeing what you have that needs to be used up. Again, looking for a variety of color is really helpful. And then you'll see I have as part of that protein, and that's because it might not be necessary, especially if you're using something like farro or barley. Those have a fair amount of protein. Quinoa especially, that's going to have a lot of protein in it already, so you might not really need to add a bunch more. But of course you could. I think what would be great in here too is if you had some extra salmon or a grilled chicken, or even a hard-boiled egg, that'd be good to add to it. Or you could also open up a can of chickpeas and throw some of those in there. I've roasted them before and then sprinkled them on top, and that's delicious as well. And then adding some flavor to it, again, very up to whatever you have in your house, but doing making your own vinaigrette. So I did make one today for this, and just in a little jar, just shook it up. It's about a 1-to-1 ratio of, actually, I'll show you right now, I guess, toasted sesame oil from Trader Joe's, and this honey ginger white balsamic vinaigrette from Oro. So I did 1-to-1 ratio of those, and then added a splash, like a little drop of honey and some green onions, about a teaspoon of garlic, and that's it. Shaking it up. But so if you wanted to make your own dressing, you could. Again, use what you have in the fridge. You could also just throw a splash of soy sauce or teriyaki sauce on the top. If you're going kind of a more of a taco feel, you could just add some salsa mustard, honestly, whatever you've got in the house. Tahini would be great in here as well. So just decide what that looks like. And you might think that all you need is some salt or pepper, and you don't really need any extra liquid, I guess, right? And then same, topping it with some spices or seeds. I always like to top mine with sesame seeds. Right now we have black sesame seeds. And sometimes too, if you feel like it's a little bland, again, instead of going for more salt, adding just like a squeeze of lime or lemon juice can really pick it up. If we have feta around, I like to add that, or depending again what kind of flavors, maybe some little grated Parmesan. So a lot of different ways that you can get creative. And then, like I said, it's all about just assemble it, add what you have, and you can even taste as you go. That's kind of part of the fun if you leave all the stuff out on the table. Oh, another great thing in here is like pickled onions or pickled radishes, if you have any of those in your fridge, or even just a couple pickle slices. So let me exit this view so you can see what I've got set up here. Okay, great. I'll back up. So you can see I've got kind of all my stuff here is the farro that I had prepped. Yesterday we had that in our fridge. We've got some spinach here, some chopped up red and purple peppers. I've got cucumber slices, carrots, shredded carrots, some thinly chopped radishes, and some green onions, and avocado, my favorite. So all you're gonna do, again, I mean, just look at how pretty that looks, just sitting out all the different colors here in the bowl. There you go. So putting that on the table. Cabbage is really good in this too. And then it's very simple. You just throw it in a bowl, layer it on, make a pretty design if you want. Sometimes my kids will use this as an opportunity to play with their food, of course, and make, a flower or a smiley face. And that works too, whatever gets them eating all those vegetables. And then you're just going to drizzle a little bit of your salad dressing on top, and that's that. So like I said, really is a meal in minutes. Let me go ahead and hop back to my presentation just to close us out here. So hopefully you found this helpful and inspirational. I will send, for those who are signed up with this, I'll send out as well a couple other recipes to get you some inspiration. You can find more of our cooking demos on YouTube. Of course, check out our podcast, Talk About Wellness. And if you haven't already, be sure to register for the Healthy Habits Challenge that'll start April 24th, 2023. I look forward to cooking with you again soon, and I hope that you have a great day and enjoy a very colorful bowl.